This video is about Ju was his queen, but his throne was falling. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. ***, she was his queen, but his throne was falling. ***. The moon hung heavy in the midnight sky, bathing the forest in a silver glow. Alara stood at the edge of the clearing, her heart pounding like a war drum. The air crackled with tension, and the scent of damp earth mingled with the bittersweet aroma of pine. She could sense the shift, the whispers of destiny swirling around her like autumn leaves caught in a storm. "Are you sure about this?" A voice broke through the silence, rich and deep, sending shivers down her spine. It was Kale, the alpha of the Silvermoon pack. His golden eyes glinted in the darkness, filled with a mix of concern and longing. "I have to be," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the distant howling of the wolves. "The council won't you wait much longer. The LL expect you to choose your mate soon." Hale stepped closer, the warmth of his presence almost overwhelming. "And if I choose you, what does that mean for us?" His words hung heavy, laden with unspoken fears and desires. Alara turned away, swallowing the lump in her throat. The bond was forged in secret, a connection deeper than the roots of the ancient trees surrounding them. But the pack-has traditions loomed like shadows over their love, threatening to tear them apart. "It means everything, Kale," she replied, her voice trembling. "But we both know it can never be. You read the Alpha. Your duty is to the pack, to your kind. I am just..." "Just what?" he interrupted, frustration lacing his tone. "Just an Omega. You read more than that, Alara. You read my heart, my soul." Her breath caught in her throat. His words felt like a warm embrace, yet the weight of their reality pressed down upon her. "But you have to think of your future, the legacy you'll leave. I can be that for you." Kale stepped back, his eyes narrowing. "And what if I don't want a future without you? What if I'd rather fight against everything than live a life that is not my own?" Alara felt her resolve waver. She took in the fierce determination in his gaze. "You know what the council would do. They would never accept an Omega as your mate. You'd be challenged, your throne jeopardized." His expression darkened, a storm brewing beneath the surface. "Let them try. I'd rather lose my title than lose you." A rush of emotion surged through her, but reality slapped her back. "Gale, think if you defy them, it could lead to war, divisions within the pack. You'd be putting everyone at risk." "Better a war than a life without love," he murmured, stepping forward again, his voice dropping to a husky whisper that sent bolts of electricity racing through her. "I cannot choose between duty and my heart." Tears glistened in Alara's eyes as she shook her head. She could feel the unbreakable bond between them, the magnetic pull that was both exhilarating and terrifying. "You must, Kale. You were born to lead, and Her voice faltered. "I was never meant for this life." "Don't say that," he pleaded, his fingers brushing against hers, igniting sparks of warmth. "You were meant to be at my side, ruling together, my queen." The title sent a jolt of longing through her, but with a keen despair. "But what if I am not enough for you? For the pack, I cannot..." "Enough." Kale's voice erupted, a blend of frustration and desperation echoing through the trees. "You are everything. Don't let them dictate your worth." Alara's heart ached at his fierce declaration, but the shadows of doubt lingered. "You don't understand. If I were to take my place next to you, it would only provoke the Alpha from the Shadowfang pack. They see it as a declaration of war." "Our bonds are stronger than any rivalry," he insisted, desperation creeping into his tone. "Our love could unite the packs. Just imagine..." "Imagine what? Bloodshed? I refuse to be a pawn in a game of power and politics." Her voice trembled, the emotional weight nearly crushing her. Kale's gaze softened, the heat of his anger tempered by the raw vulnerability in his eyes. "I can't lose you, Alara. Please, don't walk away, not like this." Alara took a step back, her heart breaking with each inch that separated them. "I cannot watch you ruin everything you've worked for. I cannot be the reason for your downfall, Kale." The words felt like knives, but she had to be strong. A flicker of pain crossed his face, and for a moment she saw the boy he once was, the boy who had shared secrets and laughter beneath the stars. "You are not a burden. You are my light. I want to let this world tear us apart." "But you must," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "We were fighting a fate that has been written for us. You were born an Alpha. I was born an Omega. This is how it is." Kale's expression hardened, and with clenched fists he stepped back into the shadows, the distance between them an abyss. "You don't mean that," he said, voice trembling. "Deep down, you know we were meant to be." Alara felt tears escape her lashes, a mix of anguish and longing. "I wish it were that simple," she said, her voice breaking. But I must think of the pack, the view, of your future. Cale turned away, the raw ache of rejection slashing through the air like a jagged knife. So this is it, then? He asked, his words barely a whisper. You are choosing to walk away from everything we've built? No, she cried, struggling to hold back the tide of emotion. I am choosing to protect you, to protect us. Silence fell like a shroud, thick and suffocating. Cale looked back at her, the pain in his eyes palpable. If you walk away now, I'll never forgive you. With that, he turned into the shadows, his wolf instinct guiding him away from the heartache that threatened to rip them apart. Alara stood alone, her heart aching as the weight of destiny settled heavily on her shoulders. As she turned to leave, a howl echoed through the night, a mournful cry that resonated deep within her soul. The forest seemed to shudder in response, a reminder that magic and fate were at play. Alara knew she had made the hardest choice of her life. But as the moonlight waned, she felt Cale's essence wrap around her like a lifeline, reminding her that sometimes love was worth fighting for even if it meant facing the darkness alone. Alara wandered through the forest, each step heavier than the last. The moon cast a silver veil over the path, the light dancing around her, illuminating her turmoil. The whispers of the wind carried Cale's last words, an unyielding echo of heartbreak. If you walk away now, I'll never forgive you. Could she bear the weight of that promise? The woods felt alive, every rustle of leaves a reminder of what she had chosen to forsake. Yet a deeper instinct within her urged her to keep moving, to find solace in the familiarity of her own pack, the whispering pines. As she entered the clearing where her pack often gathered, she was met by the concerned eyes of her fellow wolves, their expressions a mix of worry and curiosity. They could sense her turmoil, even if she masked it behind a brave facade. Alara forced a smile, but it felt foreign on her lips. Alara called out Lyra, her closest friend, stepping forward with an anxious expression. You've been gone too long, we were worried. I am fine, Alara replied, but the tremor in her voice betrayed her. I just needed some time to think. Think about what? Lyra pressed, her gaze piercing. Alara could feel the weight of her curiosity and concern. They had been through so much together, and Lyra had always been her anchor. About the future, she finally admitted, her heart feeling like a stone in her chest. In choices that must be made. Lyra's brow furrowed, and she glanced around, as if the trees themselves could provide the answers they sought. You are not talking about the Council's demands, are you? You can let them dictate your happiness. Alara shook her head, a storm of emotion swirling within. It's more complicated than that, Cale. He deserves a queen, someone who can stand beside him without causing chaos. I am just an Omega. An Omega who has the heart of the Alpha, Lyra countered fiercely, stepping closer. You have a bond with him that goes beyond rank and power. You can just walk away because of tradition. I wish it were that simple, Alara said, her tone heavy with despair. This isn't just about us, it is about the packs and the blood that could be shed because of our love, the Council wouldn't hesitate to act. Lyra's expression softened, and she reached out, taking Alara's hands in her own. Alara, I see the way he looks at you. There is a fire between you two that could ignite the world. You mustn't let fear dictate your choices. I fear for him, Alara whispered, feeling the tears she had fought against threatening to spill over. If he defies the Council, they would challenge him. He could lose everything, his throne, his life. And if you walk away, you may lose yourself, Lyra said gently. Your heart will always belong to him. You already know that. Then what do I do? Alara's voice cracked, caught between longing and resignation. Fight for it, Lyra urged, her eyes sparkling with determination. Show the Council that love can unite us rather than divide. You must believe in your bond, Alara. Her words stirred something deep within Alara. The idea of fighting for her love ignited hope within her heart. But doubt lingered like a shadow, lurking just beneath the surface. Before she could respond, a commotion broke through the trees. A figure emerged, fast and fierce. Alara's heart leaped into her throat as she recognized him, Cale, his golden eyes burning with a fire that mirrored her own. Alara, he called, the urgency in his voice slicing through the tension like a knife. He rushed toward her, his breath heavy but filled with determination. I need to speak with you. The pack member stepped aside, sensing the electric charge between them. Alara's breath caught in her throat as she met his gaze, a whirlpool of emotions threatening to drag her under. What are you doing here? She managed, her heart racing. You shouldn't have come. Too late for that, Cale said, his voice firm yet laced with vulnerability. I can let you walk away, not now, not ever. I've thought about what you said, and I refuse to lose you to duty alone. Kale, you can challenge the council, Alara pleaded, her heart aching at the resolve in his eyes. You know what they are capable of, please understand, it is not just about us. It is about us, he shot back, frustration boiling beneath his calm exterior. You are the only one I want at my side, Alara. I don't care about traditions or the council's expectations. The intensity of his words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, a sweet temptation that made her heart flutter and ache at the same time. But your life is at stake. I can be the reason you lose your pack or your throne. Kale stepped closer, closing the distance between them until their breaths mingled in the cool night air. Then let me show you what real strength is. We can unite the packs, Alara. Together, we can challenge the council and forge a new path. A new path? Alara echoed, her heart racing with the possibilities. But what if it leads to war, bloodshed? He reached for her hand, his grip firm and reassuring. Some wars are worth fighting for. We must stand together, not apart. If our love can ignite the flame of unity, then let it burn bright. Alara felt the weight of his conviction wash over her, stirring the embers of hope deep within her heart. You truly believe that? I know it, he said, his golden eyes gleaming with unyielding resolve. Our bond is stronger than any council, any tradition. We are meant to be. You are my queen, Alara. As his words wrapped around her, she felt the fire of destiny spark to life within her. Then we will fight together, she declared, newfound strength coursing through her veins. But we must be careful. The Shadowfang pack will not accept our union lightly. Let them come, Kale replied, confidence radiating from him. We will face them together, side by side. Love is our greatest weapon. Just then, a low growl reverberated through the clearing, breaking the spell of their moment. The air thickened with tension, and Alara turned to see a figure emerging from the shadows. It was Verk, the treacherous alpha of the Shadowfang pack, his eyes glinting with malice. A bristling aura surrounded him, a dark storm that threatened to engulf the air with danger. Is this what I think it is? Verk sneered, his voice smooth yet venomous. An Omega trying to claim the throne of the Silvermoon pack, how quaint. Alara's heart raced, her instincts screaming for her to retreat beside Kale. But she stood her ground, anger boiling beneath the surface. You dare to challenge us, Verk? Challenge? Oh no, I merely observe, he replied, amusement dancing in his eyes. But let us not pretend this union can happen without repercussions. The council will never allow it. Then we will change their minds, Kale declared, stepping protectively in front of Alara. We will show them the strength of our love. Verk chuckled darkly. Love, how naive. Love won't stop blood from spilling. You replaying a dangerous game, Alpha. I'd hate to see your precious Omega get hurt. Alara felt the heat of Kale's anger radiate beside her, but she remained calm, her voice steady. Vets want to work on us, Verk. We'll fight for our love, regardless of the cost. The air between them crackled, tension hanging thick like a fog. Verk's gaze narrowed, and for a moment the forest stood still, the world holding its breath. Very well, he said finally, a smirk playing on his lips. Let the games begin. I look forward to seeing just how far you're willing to go to protect her, Alpha. With that, he turned, vanishing into the shadows with a chilling laughter that echoed in the silence. Alara turned to Kale, her heart racing. What have we done? Kale took her hand, squeezing it gently. We've taken our first step toward the future we can shape together. The council may not be ready for us, but we'll assure them that our love is worth fighting for. As they stood together in the moonlight, Alara felt an unyielding sense of hope blossom within her. They were bound by destiny, and their love would light the path ahead, no matter the trials that awaited. Hand in hand, they prepared to face the coming storm, knowing that even in the darkest night, love could shine the brightest. Alara stood at the edge of the clearing, her heart racing as the echoes of Verk's laughter faded into the night. The moon bathed everything in its ethereal light, casting a surreal glow over the forest, but the darkness looming ahead felt heavy and foreboding. Gale, she breathed, turning to him, her pulse racing with uncertainty. Do you genuinely believe we can change their minds? The council won't take this lightly. Kale's golden eyes glimmered with fierce determination, a fire igniting within him. I have to believe it, Alara. I won't lose you to fear or tradition. I will do whatever it takes to protect our love. Fear stung Alara's eyes at the depth of his conviction, but doubt gnawed at her heart like a relentless wolf. What if it leads to war? What if they challenge you, and you lose everything? Your pack, your title, your life? He stepped closer, his presence enveloping her like a shield against the chill of the night. I'd rather fight and lose everything than live a life without you. You are my heart, my queen. Nothing else matters. The heat of his words ignited a spark of hope deep within her, but fear remained an unwelcome guest. But what if you don't win? Her voice trembled, the weight of their choices pressing down on her. What if all this leads to bloodshed and chaos? Then we fight together, he vowed, his voice steady and unwavering. But I won't let that possibility dictate our actions. We have to take a stand. Alara took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of his conviction deep into her bones. Together, she echoed softly, the word caressing her heart like a whisper from the soul. But we must be prepared for the consequences. Kale nodded, his gaze piercing into hers. I won't let fear dictate my choices any longer. We were born to create our own destiny. That is why I need you by my side. The truth of his words resonated within her, tugging at the threads of her heart. I want to believe, Kale, I do, but the Council has always upheld tradition. They want to look kindly on an Omega rising beside an Alpha. They all have to understand that love transcends tradition. We all show them that our bond is unbreakable, he said, his confidence unwavering. Just then, the atmosphere shifted. A howl echoed through the treetops, a haunting sound that seemed to vibrate through the very ground beneath them. The whispering pines pack turned their heads, tension rippling through the air. Alara's heart sank. It is them, she whispered, sensing the danger looming like a storm on the horizon. Kale clenched his fists, his eyes narrowing. We stand our ground. We face them together. From the shadows emerged a group of wolves, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. At their forefront was Riven, Kale's former best friend, now an enforcer of the Council. His expression was a mix of disdain and disappointment. Kale, Riven spoke, his voice steeped in authority. What madness has possessed you? The Council will not allow this union. Alara felt the weight of dread settle in her gut. We were not asking for permission, Riven. We were declaring our love. Riven's eyes narrowed, disbelief etched on his features. You think mere declarations will protect you from the Council's wrath? They will have your heads for this. You risking everything. Kale stepped forward, his presence commanding, a stark contrast to Riven's cynical demeanor. Then let them come. I will not cower in fear nor compromise my heart. Alara is my mate, and no one will take that from me. For a moment, silence hung in the air, thick and heavy. Riven's expression shifted, a flash of understanding passing between them. You were a fool, Kale, he hissed, bitterness lacing his words. You will lose everything, your pack, your throne, her. Alara felt a surge of anger rise within her. You underestimate love, Riven. It is stronger than your Council's rules. We will not be broken. Riven's laughter echoed through the clearing, but it was hollow, devoid of warmth. You may think you are brave, but this is a game you cannot win. The Shadowfang Pack will see this as a declaration of war. You will be fighting on two fronts. Kale's expression hardened, his jaw clenched. Then let them come. Love is our strongest weapon, and we will not back down. Riven's eyes gleamed with a mixture of pity and malice. You don't understand the consequences of your actions. There will be bloodshed, and I fear it will be yours. As he turned to leave, Kale's voice rang out like a storm. This isn't over, Riven. We will unite the packs, ULLC. Alara's heart raced as she watched Riven vanish into the shadows, the threat palpable in the air. What do we do now? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Kale took her hands in his, drawing her closer. Now we forge our own path, starting with gathering allies. We need to show the Council that love can unite, not divide. Alara nodded, determination flooding her veins. But we must be careful. We have to choose our allies wisely. The Whispering Pines will stand with us, Kale affirmed, glancing around at the pack members who had gathered. Their loyalty is unwavering. We will show the Council that we are not afraid. The night wore on, and as they strategized with the members of the Whispering Pines, a flicker of hope ignited within Alara's heart. Perhaps they could change their fate, challenge the status quo, and redefine what it meant to be an Alpha and an Omega. Days turned into weeks, and the tension continued to rise. The Council summoned Kale, demanding his presence. Alara paced the clearing, anxiety gnawing at her heart. She had no idea what they would demand from him. When Kale returned, his expression was grave. They are furious, he said, his voice low. They will not accept our union. If I do not comply with their demands, they will strip me of my title. Alara's heart dropped. What do they want? They want me to choose a mate from the Silver Moon Pack, a respected lineage that aligns with their ideals. They think it will bring peace. But that would mean losing everything we fought for, she argued, feeling the weight of despair wash over her. You can let them dictate our lives. I want tea, he vowed, his voice firm. But to defy them, we will need support our pack's unwavering loyalty and the resolve to face whatever comes our way. Alara stepped closer, her heart racing with determination. Then we will gather allies. We will show them that love unites us. The next night, the air was electric with tension as Kale and Alara stood beneath the full moon. The clearing was filled with the members of the Whispering Pines, as well as allies from neighboring packs who stood with them in solidarity. Kale raised his voice, resonating through the night like a clarion call. We stand here not just as wolves, but as a family. Love is our strength, and we will not allow fear to dictate our destiny. Alara's heart swelled with pride, her spirit ignited by the unity surrounding her. She felt the strength of their bond, the magic that flowed between them as they prepared to face the council together. As the moon reached its zenith, they stood side by side, a testament to love as resilience. Together, they would challenge the darkness, forging a new path driven by passion, strength, and an unbreakable bond of their destiny intertwined beneath the watchful gaze of the moon. And just as they were ready to take the next step forward, a shadow loomed in the distance, a reminder that the battle for their future was just beginning. The winds whispered of challenges ahead, but their hearts beat in rhythm, filled with hope and unyielding love. Together, they would face whatever darkness awaited, hand in hand, ready to fight for a world where love knew no limits. Alara stood in the moonlit clearing, the air thick with tension, her heart pounding like a war drum in her chest. Around her, the whispers of the Whispering Pines pack mingled with the rustling leaves, a symphony of loyal hearts ready to fight for what was theirs. Kale stood beside her, a fierce protector, his silhouette framed by the luminous glow of the moon, casting an ethereal light over them. "Are you ready for this?" Kale asked, his voice low, but the underlying urgency was clear. His golden eyes searched hers, brimming with unspoken fears and hopes. "Alara," he continued, squeezing her hand. "We were about to face the council. They'll try to tear us apart, but I need you to remember we are stronger together." She nodded, but uncertainty gnawed at the edges of her resolve. "What if they strip you of your title? What if they take everything from us?" Kale's expression hardened, the fire within him igniting. "Then we fight for everything we believe in. I want to let them dictate our future or our love, not now, not ever." The sounds of the other wolves faded as Alara focused on Kale's determination. His unwavering faith in their bond was a lifeline, but the stakes felt impossibly high. "If they threaten you, if they come after your pack..." "I want to back down," he interrupted, fierce conviction echoing in his tone. "I will protect our future, Alara. I refuse to let fear chain us down." With every word, she felt the weight of his love wrapping around her like a warm embrace, but doubt lingered like a shadow in the corners of her heart. "And if they succeed, what if we lose?" Kale leaned closer, his breath warm against her skin. "Then at least we'll know we fought with everything we had, together." The sincerity in his gaze sparked a flicker of courage within her, and she took a deep breath, allowing hope to crack through her fear. Together, she whispered, sealing their promise. As the first howl of the night pierced the air, announcing the arrival of the council, Alara's heart raced. From the shadows emerged the council members, their forms imposing, cloaked figures with eyes that glinted like shards of ice. Among them was Alaric, the eldest and most ruthless of the council, his presence commanding and suffocating. "Kale," Alaric drawled, his voice dripping with disdain. "You've brought quite the spectacle upon us, and Omega at your side, how quaint." Alara felt the heat rise in her cheeks as she squared her shoulders. "We are here to declare our union, Alaric. Love transcends your outdated traditions." Alaric's laughter was cold, echoing through the clearing. "Love, you think that is enough? You are a fool if you believe your bond can withstand the council's judgment." Kale stepped forward, a protective barrier between Alara and the looming threat. "I'd rather be a fool in love than a puppet bound by tradition. Alara is my mate, and I won't let anyone take that from us." The tension crackled in the air as the other council members shifted uneasily, their expressions a mix of surprise and intrigue. Alaric's gaze narrowed. "Very well, Alpha, let us not waste time with idle chatter. Either you comply with our demands, or you will be stripped of your title." "Your demands?" Kale's voice was fierce and wavering. "What will it take for you to understand that our love is a force of unity, not division?" Alaric's smile was sinister, revealing the wolf beneath the facade of authority. "You must choose a mate from a respected lineage, one who fulfills our expectations, and Omega can never stand at the side of an Alpha that would bring shame to the Silver Moon Pack." Alara felt the sharp sting of betrayal weave through her heart, like thorns wrapping around her spirit. "You would sacrifice love for tradition. You would rather see an Alpha unhappy than let him follow his heart." Alaric's laughter echoed like thunder. "Yuri Navi, little Omega, the Council's rules exist for a reason. Disobedience invites chaos, and we cannot allow that." Kale's voice rose, a fierce rumble that shook the very ground beneath them. "Chaos already reigns with your archaic beliefs. You underestimate the power of love. Our union could strengthen the packs, not weaken them." Love can change the world, Alaric replied, his tone dismissive. Only power and obedience can do that. You know the price of defiance. Alara felt her heart race, the weight of the moment pressing down on her. What if we rally support? What if we prove that love can unite packs rather than divide them? Cale turned to her, his gaze filled with admiration and pride. We will. We'll show them there is strength in our bond. We'll gather allies who believe in our cause. Alaric's expression shifted, a flicker of doubt crossing his features. And if you fail? Failure is not an option, Cale replied, his voice resolute. We will not be broken by fear or tradition. We choose to forge our own destiny. Fools, Alaric spat, his eyes narrowing. The council will not bend, and neither will the Shadowfang pack. Verk will relish in your downfall. Let him come, Cale said with unwavering confidence. We will face whatever darkness lies ahead together. With that, the council retreated, their figures swallowed by the shadows, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease. Alara turned to Cale, her heart heavy with a mix of dread and determination. What if they rewrite? She whispered, fear threading through her voice. What if we can change anything? Cale cupped her face in his hands, his golden eyes shining with fierce resolve. Then we make them see. We gather those who believe in us, who see love as a bridge, not a barrier. Together, we'll face whatever comes our way. The night wore on, and Alara felt the weight of their mission settle on her shoulders. They set out to gather allies, hearts beating in sync as they traversed the forest. Each step felt heavy with uncertainty, but hope flickered in the air, igniting a fire within her. As they approached the neighboring pack, Alara's heart raced. Would they accept their union? Would they support their fight against the council? The leader of the Crescent Moon pack greeted them, his expression wary yet intrigued. You seek our alliance? He asked, his voice steady. What would make us risk our peace for your cause? Cale stepped forward, conviction radiating from him. We seek your support to challenge the council's outdated traditions. Love should not be dictated by rank or lineage. We want to unite our packs to stand against the darkness that threatens us all. Alara's heart thundered in her chest as she added, together, we can redefine what it means to lead. Love is a strength, not a weakness. The leader's gaze flickered between them, and for a moment Alara held her breath, waiting for his response. You speak passionately, but many will see this as a reckless pursuit. Are you willing to risk everything? We are, Cale replied, unflinching. We believe in our bond, and we believe in the power of love to change the world. Will you stand with us? The leader took a deep breath, weighing their words. If you truly believe this, then I will lend my support. Love fuels loyalty, and though the path ahead is fraught with peril, I sense a fire within you that cannot be extinguished. Hope surged through Alara as they secured the first alliance. With each ally they gathered, their strength grew, and with it the conviction that love could indeed change their fates. But as they prepared for the final confrontation with the council, darkness loomed in the form of betrayal. There clerked in the shadows, his eyes glinting with malice as he plotted his revenge. Your union is nothing but a folly, he hissed, appearing before them one fateful night, his presence draped in an ominous aura. The council will never accept you, and I will make sure of it. You will regret challenging the natural order. Cale stepped forward, fear radiating from him. We will not allow you to intimidate us, Verk. You thrive on fear, but love is our power. Love is weak, Verk sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. It will be your downfall. You think your allies will save you, they will abandon you when blood is shed. Alara felt a chill course through her, but Cale's unwavering presence grounded her. No, he replied, his tone unyielding. Our allies believe in us because they see the strength of our bond. We will fight for what we love. The tension crackled in the air, and Alara felt the weight of destiny shift beneath her. This was their moment, love against darkness, hope against despair. As the council summoned them for the final confrontation, the forest felt alive with anticipation. They stood together, united not just as Alpha and Omega, but as partners ready to fight for their love. The clearing was filled with the council's members, their expressions a mix of contempt and disbelief as